you know, there's all sorts of things like that just, you know, weird lost pieces of history.
I found out about a conspiracy theory about the Moyle who performed Jesus's bris.
Yeah.
He's one of the few people to draw blood on Jesus, just like the spear of Longinus. So, you know, this guy is said to have these strange reputed powers, and the Vatican and other places at various points have claimed to have Jesus' foreskin.
If you run it briskly, it turns into what?
Jesus' suitcase,
Yes.
So one of the strangest books I've read recently was called Shatner Quake. All of Shatner's movie and TV roles came to life and tried to kill Shatner the actor.
Did he write this?
He did not.
Yes, he did.
You do know that he has two, not one, but two albums of him so-called singing?
Oh, yeah.
There's two. There's a sequel.
Yes, I know.
For what he gets paid, you do it too. Now, I thought I was talking about the book earlier. You know, having the book was a political statement. I've always wanted to have one of my books condemned simultaneously by Nancy Pelosi and Rush Limbaugh as a work of treason. That's just like money of the day. It's like,
What a blessing.
yeah. Ooh, yeah. And there's any number of people.
You get the trifecta there.
Yeah, I want one from this list and one from this list to condemn me simultaneously. Yeah. Print more copies.
Condemn the box.
We're going to burn your book. As long as you buy the copies.
Yeah, just buy it first.
Great.
You send a galley out, please condemn this.
I've tried. But yeah, this competition.
Instead of a cover letter, it comes with a death threat.
Now you send a copy out and says, read this, asshole.
Yeah, she wouldn't. She wouldn't like it, but it would
From
sell.
somebody who's a friend of theirs. I really think you need to read this and condemn it.
Yeah.
You could like print post-it notes like when you get those quote
You would
newspaper
believe what it says
clippings.
about
Hey,
John
friend.
K. 17.
I just wonder how Henry Miller and all those authors.
Page 297, third paragraph.
And America influenced James Joyce. Hadn't been.
Rejected by.
You know, liberals read banned
And in
books, and
Moscow.
conservatives ban books and form groups to sit there and read them as a group to decide which they're going to ban.
And buy them to burn them. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
In China, the pornography market has gone through the roof.
Saudi Arabia,
No,
even though it's
China, right now, the pornography market has gone through the roof. And the reason is that about 2-3 years ago, the Chinese government set about to eliminate pornography. And one of the little actions they took was to encourage school children to bring in their parents' pornography for burning. And if you did this, you got a bonus in your grade. So you could get good grades for bringing your parents' pornography in to be burned. And of course, all the overachieving parents went out and bought pornography for their children to bring into school to get burned. So they get extra credit in school.
And the government has the parents putting pornography in their children's hands
Yes.
to bring to the school system.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
We call this the law of unintended consequences.
Why do people
What percentage are actually delivered?
and yet people keep saying we should have the government handle that.
Can we just buy it and ship it directly to the school?
We should have the government handle that. They'll handle it so well.
On the other hand, Sweden, the infamous Swedish Blue movies, the rights to call something Swedish Blue movies was just bought by an American outfit because the Swedish movies have gone bankrupt because nobody in Sweden is buying any X-rated.
No, they're not, because it was in Swedish news today. Station conductor is surfing for porn while he's supposed to be working, and trains are getting stuck and can't get into the station.
Well, he's not buying it.
No, he's not
going
buying it.
through the tunnel, symbolic imagery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still alive.
And
His union has negotiated that he will be given a reprimand.
the per capita expenditure in that country is something like $1.78
Wow.
a year
On porn.
on porn.
Well, I spent less than that. Yeah, that's the internet's
Trying to
for.
tell me?
But they legalized everything except for snuff and kitty porn. and the local industry just went right through the floor. They had like 2 years of XXX lunchboxes, and then the whole thing just collapsed.
So there's people in Humboldt County, California that are getting very nervous about plans to just legalize marijuana for non-medical purposes because if it's legal, the entire economy of Humboldt County collapses.
Yes.
This isn't a joke. It really
Yeah.
will collapse.
You can't legalize it.
They're a problem.
Oh, I've spoken to 2 or 3 head shop owners who were horrified at the idea of being legalized. It's like, but they'd be selling bongs in Walmart now.
Pretty much.
I'd be out of work.
Has to be made in China. Has to be made in China now.
Yeah, and they'd be made with something toxic.
Leaded
glass.
Now remember one area, this will be taken over by the tobacco companies. It will become big business.
Did you see the current recall on Chinese-made drywall
Yes.
Yeah.
with hydrogen sulfide? You rip out the drywall, any wiring behind it, and any plumbing, but the stud should probably be okay.
That calls for a joke, something along the lines of,
I know.
"Ah, so nice of you to notice."
Yes.
Now, I got a call, you know, the little loyalty cards that you get, the little plastic card that gives you a discount at whatever store?
Yeah.
That term is
I have the
so
Kroger
delightfully
one.
Orwellian.
Loyalty
Yeah.
Yeah.
cards.
I have a Kroger's loyalty card.
Yeah. Well, I got a call one morning telling me that this particular brand of Tornadoes was being recalled because of a danger of salmonella. And, you know, this is just one of the services offered by the Kroger's card. And, you know,
We know you want.
yeah, well, it's
We know how
registered and
many
listed.
you eat.
And it's, you know, actually I don't mind that so much because it's a nice warning and all. I mean, you know, I bought something that could potentially poison me. And I kind of appreciate the phone call, except I would have appreciated it about 12 hours earlier the previous night.
Do you use Gmail? You just
No.
routes through your mail. You might be interested in this advertisement. And I really rather you didn't go through my mail like that.
Sometimes you get some of the most bizarre juxtapositions.
Buy Timothy Zahn on eBay. I could do that? I said that to us like, so Tim, apparently...
With those loyalty cards, I'm always tempted to just buy something random. Just like, just kind of throw them off the trail. You know, they'll be like, she either has a cat or an abnormal clothing is supposed to wear.
I don't think they pay that much attention yet.
Because otherwise
Yes.
they kind of do too much.
Yeah.
That's why they don't want other people to use your card, too.
Before the internet, coupons showed up at the house, and there's this whole stack of coupons. Like, we'll use that one, trash, that one. And there was, fill out this information so we can serve you better. And, name, address, gender, age, income level, education level. Why am I giving someone this much information about myself?
Yeah.
No.
I've been taking the cards up.
Yeah, there's some things I don't care about, and then there's some things I do. Like whether or not I bought frozen corn. I'm sorry, you can wire the entire Western Seaboard and tell them that I bought frozen corn. That's not a secret I care to keep.
Yeah.
You know?
And my condom size.
Okay.
And consumption.
Actually, the only cartoon, I did the Nightmark comic strip for about 3 or 4 years online, and the only cartoon in that series, it was printed in a couple of independent newspapers, and the only one I had trouble with, out of all the weird strips that I did for that, the only one I had a problem with was the one where this guy shows up at the store and buys a car battery and 4 pounds of lard and several other assorted, just absolutely unconnected things, just
And a packet of
random things. And then the clerk tells him, you know, he lists them off, and he says, okay, that'll be $37.28. And the guy goes, yes, thank you, ha 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 ha. And the clerk is looking after him and going, you know, if this wasn't 3 a.m., that wouldn't bother me. Which I thought was a fairly funny joke because none of the items were connected in any way, shape, or form.
I think it was bothering me more at 3 in
Just
the afternoon.
random
3 a.m.
things. And I had at least 3 editors call me up and say, we can't run that. And it's like, why? It's too twisted and fetishy. And it's like, No. What fetish connects these?
Rule 34 is wrong. I went online, I could not find Nazi nuns.
You couldn't? Try Antarctic Press. They have a comic book called Nazi Nun. the guy that the publisher of Antarctic.
Nazis dressed as nuns.
No, these are actually Nazi nuns.
No, Nazis dressed as nuns.
Yeah.
So is that like male Nazis dressed in habits?
That's what we thought we saw. It was advertisement for Guns of Navarone. And what they were wearing was light-colored gas masks. But from the back, it looked like they were wearing hats with helmets. It's like, what?